it's the way you make me kinda get me go crazy. Never wanna stop. It's gotta be you.
I can't control it anymore. I've never felt like this before. You really make me lose my head. My hungry heart must be fed.
Baby, it's the way you make me kinda get me go crazy. Never wanna stop. It's gotta be you.
All the way,
It's gotta be you.
every day.
I promise you I will be true. Yeah, it's only you. Now I know why I was born. You feel my feelings one.
Don't worry about the next, cause it's your boy Chris with the next. I'm back with a spanking new podcast. Actually, the last podcast for 2025, and I want to do it on the Backstreet Boys Millennium album 2.0. That was my first Backstreet Boys album that I bought years ago. I'm born in 1990, so you do the math. I grew up on the Backstreet Boys, and I'll forever love them. AJ, Millennium, Kevin, Brian, Nick, and the Puerto Rican Howie D. I remember them being on Sabrina Teenage Witch, and I remember a lot of things about them. Now, how I became a fan of the Backstreet Boys, I remember there was a soundtrack called Booty Call by Jamie Foxx and Vivica Fox. They're no relations. And they had a song called If You Stay. And it was a remake, or they used a beat from the song PM Dawn, Set a Memory of Bliss. Set a Memory of Bliss. And then and then that song was a derivative of the song by Spandu Ballet called True, which is my favorite song I used to listen to on Coast 103.5. And that's where my stage last name come from, is Karen Sharp. And the intro along is something that sounds like you're about to go to heaven. That ooh la da 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 da. And it sounds like you're about to go to heaven. Not in death, but just, heaven on earth. Those boys can blow. And they was inspired by the New Kids on the Block, but they made their own sound, AJ Millennium, one of the best vocalists ever. He was the one first. Lou Pearlman picked him, which we're not going to get into that. But, Lou Pearlman picked him first. And then the second song was I'll Never Break Your Heart. Now, I'm a 90s kid. Again, I'm a 90s adult now. You gotta, again, we knew how to touch the grass. And, if you didn't have a magazine, a TV, if you didn't have the radio, if you didn't have newspaper, then you just didn't hear it. So there was a boy group called Backstreet. So when I first heard I Never Break Your Heart, I thought it was a Backstreet group. But then as I got older, I know it was Backstreet Boys. And those for who do not know, that the Backstreet Boys song I'll Never Break Your Heart was made by Eugene Wilde. And Eugene Wilde is a great R&B singer. So I bought the Millennium album when I was like about 15, because when the album came out 2001, 2000. So I was about I didn't have the money back then to buy it, but I bought it when I was 15 because, I had the BMG album, or the BMG music catalog where you can buy a penny for an album. But, so I ended up buying all of their albums. And, some of my favorite cuts by the Backstreet Boys is Darling, Love Knows I Love You, 10,000 Miles, Christmas Time, so forth and so forth. And I love that I love that the Backstreet Boys is getting their just due because, they came out popping, then they had a cool off period. Even when they cool off period, they were still putting out albums, and they're the really only boy band from the 90s till now that kept it going. Unbreakable. Kevin left the band to start his own family, and then he came back, and then they always kept the momentum going. And I love they have the spear. The Spear in Las Vegas, because like having a Las Vegas residency is great, and it's like they starting their fame all over again, and I love that for them because they are keeping their legacy alive, and they want to be like the Rolling Stones, and they're already the Rolling Stones, they're already like the Beatles. When I was a kid, they technically are our Beatles. They kept the momentum alive. They kept the music alive. They kept everything going. And they keep real music going. Another one of my favorite songs by the Backstreet Boys is If You Stay. If You Lay Down Beside Me. It's Gotta Be You is another one of my favorite songs. Everybody, Backstreet's Back. They have so many hits and hits and hits. And, I hope to see them in Las Vegas. If I get the money and get the chance to see them in Las Vegas. Because they're one of the best boy bands in history. Even a solo project is so great. AJ McLean with his, Hi, my name is Alex. Hi, my name is Alexandra. Hi, my name is Alexandra. Hi, my name is Alexandra James McLean. Then Nick came out with Now or Never. Then he has other solo albums. AJ has other mixed solo albums. And the Spirit is such a great venue for them to do everything they're doing. And, I love the Backstreet Boys, and they're doing their thing. Millennium 2.0 is a great album. Not only did they record everything, they have all of the older hits, but they also put some newer stuff on there. And they have vinyl, CDs, everything. And at the Spirit, you can buy all the Backstreet Boys merch. So they're doing great. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, AJ McLean. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Howie D. Thank you, Brian. Okay, this has been Chris with the Next. And if you want to support the show, my Cash App is GetXMoney09. And support the show. Anything you want to leave in comment section, anything you want to hear, in the comment section below. This is the last podcast for 2005. Happy New Year's. I love everyone. Thank you each and all. And I'll be back. Thank you. This has been Chris Next. Peace.